Good morning and happy Harness Your Hump Day. No, it's not Christmas, and in August, it's August still, right?
Right.
Okay. No, it's not Christmas in August, but we do have some great topics to talk to everybody about today. I'm here with our new HDM team member, Crystal Davis. Crystal, welcome.
Thank you.
So you've already done a Instagram live with Lindsay
I did.
last Friday. So if you want to catch some great topics and some tips, catch Lindsay and Crystal every Friday around lunchtime or after lunchtime on Instagram Live. So we're talking about personal branding, and I think there's no two better people to talk about this than Crystal and myself. So obviously, personal branding kicked off for me when I started wearing my Christmas suits to raise money. Then the suits just kind of transferred over. However, Miss Crystal Davis is also into personal branding because she is Miss Illinois 2015, and we're going to talk about that. So, branding was probably huge for you.
It absolutely was. Yes, from day one.
Did you have much say in how you would personally brand yourself, or was it just geared towards what Miss Illinois wanted?
So it was within the realm of the organization, of course, because you want to brand yourself towards any organization that you belong to.
Right.
But also you are allowed to put like your own personality into it because that is what makes the brand, you know?
So you didn't assimilate into, you didn't like become this robot Miss Illinois, right?
Right,
Okay.
absolutely. Don't be a sheep.
Which is we're going to talk about 5 tips today. So was it I mean, obviously it's very overwhelming and challenging, but was it overall a great experience?
Oh my gosh, I loved it. I loved it. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
So
Absolutely.
can you?
No, I cannot. I am retired. Actually, I aged out, but even after you do it, then you're not. Once you win the state title, then you are ineligible.
Wait a minute. You guys have term limits?
Yes.
That's
Yes,
not
we do.
fair. You're in Illinois. You should run again. I'm going to start a campaign.
Okay. All right.
You're going to run again.
You'll see that petition soon.
Yes, coming to a mailbox and an email for you soon. Hopefully not some paper to your door. We don't want to kill trees. So we're going to talk about kind of 5 tips, and then we're going to kind of both give our insight, our input into it, okay? So the first tip that I have up here, what do you want to be known for, right? I think that one was a little bit easier for you because you were going to be known as...
Miss Illinois and part of the Miss America organization, the Miss Illinois Scholarship Organization, as well as a liaison for Children's Miracle Network hospitals and your own personal platform, and a couple of other organizations as well, all
So
tied in together.
you were kind of in the same boat as me, even though you're known for Miss Illinois, known for crazy suits and branding myself. You still had these kind of, I don't want to call them side hustles, but you had these other things that you used and leveraged your influence to try to help those organizations.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So you got to figure out, what do you want to be known for? I think everybody, in our world of marketing, people want to be, viral. I want my video to go viral. I want to be famous. But the real question is, that's not what you really want, because you don't want to be that person that has 5 minutes of fame and then you're gone. What are you going to do to build, to stay relevant, and to do something good with it? Obviously, you did amazing things with your time. And then did that transcend after as well? Were you able to leverage that personal branding after?
Absolutely. To this day, I am still known as Miss Illinois 2015, and I think that really is something that that you need to leverage your past achievements throughout your career and your personal branding on social media, because people are interested in what you've done.
Does it get redundant a little bit when you have to say Miss Illinois 2015? Because if we're in 2019, which it still feels relevant, but I mean, does it get where it's not as relevant because it's a number?
Eventually, I think I'll probably just want to take off the year and say I was Miss Illinois at some point.
I would do it now, but I mean, I'm gonna always be the crazy Christmas suit guy. I'm known for craft beer. I'm known for some other things, but I think whatever you do with it, again, at the end of the day, you have to. Basically, into number 2, with great influence comes great responsibility. Have you seen, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but have you seen where people have used, not maybe necessarily in the organization, but in general, have used the influence and have not used it the right way?
Absolutely. I actually competed with a girl who had her title stripped because
Oh.
of some tweets that
Oh.
went out that should not have went out, and that a lot of times it's not even about what you say, it's about what people hear. So even if it can be misconstrued in any way, shape, or form, that is something to keep in mind and keep in consideration, and to make sure that it's still aligning with the brand that you want to showcase.
So perception is reality.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you know, the other component that we do here at Harness Digital Marketing is not only the content and the branding, but we do a certain level of PR. So that goes with it. You have to be able to handle and manage that. So if you know there's something out there, you need to be able to accept it, address it, or come up with a solution and move it on. And that's always hard, because I battle with that too, because I want to make sure that my brand is not only conducive for me and creates opportunities for me, but it also, I'm a direct reflection of the business, which is also includes all the people that work here. So the last thing I want to do is, I hate saying embarrass because I know I embarrass some of them, embarrass them to the point where it hurts or affects the business and or the personal brand in that case. So, wow, tweeting and she got in trouble. That's not cool. So that takes us to number 3. And I like this one. Don't fake it to make it. You want to be authentic. So I have a confession to make. We started working with Miss Illinois, I think 3 years ago, and I had this crazy idea about it. I thought it was very fake, very rigid, until I spent some time with the organization, the people on the board, and the girls themselves. Just amazing, very passionate. Because you think, and I think as you look at some of the national ones you see on TV, and you think, oh my gosh, it's just like so robotic, and of course they answer the certain way, you know, I want to save the whales and I want to make the world a better place to live. And, you know, I found that there was a lot of them actually very supportive of veterans.
Yes.
Lots of veteran support. So I thought they were authentic. What kind of tips can you give people out there with their personal brand on, I mean, again, they're kind of focusing sometimes on the wrong things, but how do you be authentic with your content, with who you are?
So people can absolutely tell when you're being fake online, even in post. It doesn't matter if it's in video or in text, it can come across as fake. So what you really want to do is just put your real self out there. And I know that it might sound weird, and you might want to put obviously you want to put your best self out there, but
right.
At the same time be real, because authenticity is what's going to attract traffic to your business, your organization, your personal brand.
And you know, being authentic means being vulnerable. You really have to get outside your comfort zone. And I'm not saying don't put yourself, I'm real big into, you know, I have a daughter, my team, I have, you know, females on my team, and social media is not always the safest place for females. But there's that balance between putting yourself out there and not putting too much, so that way you don't put yourself at risk too. And it is kind of a double standard. Guys can do kind of the same thing, but it really does affect females. And I'm sure at the level of being authentic and being real on the Miss Illinois side of things, it probably created some, you know, uncomfortable, awkward things that you had to deal with social media too. So what kind of advice do you have for girls and women out there that own a business, they're female business owners, or they have a personal brand and they want to put themselves out there, but they don't want to have to deal with, I don't want to do that because I don't want to deal with this.
Right. It kind of depends on how much you're willing to deal with, I would say. I have dealt with some things in the past, and you kind of have to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And by that, I mean know how to address each individual situation, I guess I should say.
Can it be overwhelming at times? I keep
Yeah.
thinking of the level of craziness that you might have to deal with at the Miss Illinois side of things, and especially when it gets to that time of year where they crown a new Miss Illinois. So all that comes back, and then obviously that comes viral, it comes trending again. So all the content you had before comes back up, and then it's almost like just because you're not the current one doesn't mean you're not still dealing with those issues. So it's always fascinating to me how, you know, I just go all out. I tell people I'm the guy that jumps out of a plane and puts the parachute on first. And I can do that, and I've had my share of crazy people too. I average about one a year, and one time I had to get the police involved once. But that's once a year. I know a lot of female business owners that deal with a lot more crap than that, so it's not necessarily good.
If it's more of like a negative criticism kind of thing, you can always just, brush it off. Don't be that emotionally charged person who's fighting with them online. If it's something inappropriate that needs to be reported,
Absolutely.
Make sure that you report it.
Screenshot, report.
Yep.
Make sure you have it for your records. All right, fourth tip. This one is what has helped me. Be consistent with your branding. Be proactive and not reactive. You just can't capitalize on something. I mean, imagine if you just, as soon as Miss Illinois 2015 was over and you didn't do any type of branding because you thought that's all you needed, right? And that's what a lot of businesses think. I only need to be branding during the good times. No, you've got to be consistent. Otherwise, you're not relevant anymore. And you have to be authentic with it. You just can't put stuff out there. But imagine what would have happened if you would have, nobody would have really known about the program.
Absolutely. Yes, you do have to stay out there and just, be consistent with it, as he was saying, especially if you have a business, because as soon as you stop posting or putting yourself out there, then you're kind of gone in their minds. So even if it's just, a post every day or a post every couple days, just make sure that you are staying in front of your target audience.
And social media, it's not all encompassing on social media. There's social networking, and there's a difference. And social networking is getting out there and networking with people and driving them to your content and your pages so that way it works for you 24/7. But that's what you have to do. But man, I literally hustled. Those of you that know me, I hustled probably for 4 to 5 years straight, 5,000 miles an hour, and I feel like just recently, within the last year or two, it's paid off because I feel like I can breathe a little bit, and I don't have to be out there as much. It's still relevant, and you do have to be, but man, it's drained. Did you or do you still get mentally drained?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm very outgoing, but it's kind of like you need a recharge after you've been in a social setting for so long.
Yes. I don't want to be around anybody. I can tell you that. My wife can contest to that. So attest to that. All right. Last one. Don't be afraid to evolve and get outside your comfort zone. Just because I'm known for the crazy Christmas suit guy and you're known for Miss Illinois 2015 doesn't mean we're not capable of doing other things and branding ourselves differently. We can use those to catapult into another or morph into another type of brand. Just remember your audience. And if your audience will go with you on that, or if you're going to leave some behind. You don't have to be something to everybody, but you do need to be consistent. You need to own it. You need to be passionate about it, because there's nothing worse where then you're faking it because you're not as excited about it. You don't love it. You got to be able to be all in with it. So if I didn't like crazy suits, then this would not have been great. And I've got 22 of them. My wife asked me the other day. So, what types of what kind of things would you like to evolve into? Are there other things you would like to be known for other than Miss Illinois?
Eventually, I'd like to be known for entrepreneurship. I
Nice.
would love that, and business skills, networking skills, public speaking skills, that kind of thing. I'm really kind of working on hopefully leaving behind some kind of legacy.
Nice. You're going big.
Going big.
Go big or go home. There you go. All right. If you have any questions about personal branding for Crystal or myself, please message us or reach out, and we'll be happy to answer those. All right. So let's get into some events. I am on the board for the Southern Illinois Wellness. We have Cubs Cardinals tickets, the last season, last series of the season between those two. It's going to come down to the wire, people. It's going to come down. The division sucks. It does. We all suck. So we know that it's going to come down between the Cubs, the Cards, the Brewers. So we have tickets. It's a fundraiser. They're $40. They are in behind home plate. They're up high. They're in the 452 to 454 section. However, there are some views. They're really good. They're actually not bad. I've checked them out. If you're interested, the link's here. You can contact me or Michelle Snyder, and let's get those tickets sold. We've got 300 of them. I think we've got 120 left. They're going pretty fast. My buddy, Kevin Hunsperger. Are you a wrestling fan by any chance?
No.
Oh, Kevin. Uncle
Come
Cool.
at me.
Cool Uncle Kevin. All right, well, Kevin Hunsperger is part of Stride Pro Wrestling. He is the world-renowned ring announcer for them. They are going to be at Rent One Park Thursday, August 29th. The more information is in the link provided. He is stepping out of retirement. He is joining Heath Hatton in the ring for a tag team match. I hope my buddy survives. Last time, I don't know if you knew this, he was getting his butt kicked. I had to jump. I climbed a cage.
You did.
I climbed a cage, jumped in. Stupidest thing I ever did. This guy was like huge. He was ginormous. I hit him with the plastic broom. It just shattered. I got slammed. Oh my God. I got my butt kicked. But my buddy got me out alive. So it was good. So check out. It's a great family event. Stride Pro Wrestling at Ritwan Park. My funny, hopefully you get to meet her, Crystal. Do you like comedy?
I do. I love comedy.
You need to, if Amber's watching, Amber, you need to meet Crystal because she loves comedy. She's been doing the stand-up comedy at Walker's Bluff for months now. I think probably coming up on a year. But she's got Jamie Utley, Friday, August 23rd, 7 o'clock p.m. to 9 p.m. at Walker's Bluff. I love this girl. She's amazing. She's funny, and she's a hard worker. She hustles. And she's one of the best. So please check that out there in the links provided below. Brent O'Neill from the Carterville Fire Department Golf Scramble is looking for teams. Teams are $400. This money goes towards the purchase of rescue equipment for Carterville Fire and EMT. So we want to help them out. There are some sponsorships still available. That is September 13th. I think that's a Saturday, but I'm not sure. And those of you that want to be better, you need to check out Russ Williams. This is the third year for the Live to Lead. It's Friday, October 25th. I usually take my team. We go. If you want to be a better leader in your community and at your place of work. Because that's all we have here are leaders at HDM. That's at the Pavilion, Friday, October 25th. You can register now. So make sure you check that out as well. If you have an event that you want me to discuss, bring up, message me on Facebook, and I'll have it on Harness Your Hump Day. If you would please review Harness Digital Marketing through Sotellus. Sotellus is our sponsor. Get the reviews you deserve. I try to combine reviews and deserve into one word. Didn't quite work. And you can learn more about that in the link provided too. So any final thoughts, Crystal, as we end this Harness Your Hump Day?
Be yourself and make sure that you are getting out of your comfort zone, because that is the only way to level up, is outside of your comfort zone.
Level up. I should have wore the Pac-Man suit.
Level up.
Good job. All right. Everybody be on the lookout for Crystal here at HDM, and have a wonderful Harness Your Hump Day.